Hello guys, and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. I did a little bit of cobblestone generating and graveling and all the stuff I showed last time. I have a bit of stuff still left over. But the more important thing for today is the content, or are the contents of this little box. And you can already see what I'm going to make in the NEI. But what I need is a piston, which is not made using glass. I then also require a machine frame, which I think I was going to make from aluminum or aluminium. Pick your choice, I guess. And then I need this for a pneumatic servo. Very good. Machine frame on top, piston on top, 2 pieces of glass and 2 pieces of tin. And that gives me an igneous extruder, which for the moment replaces my cobblestone generator. It's much more compact and much less burny my tree-ish, because we had a bit of fire damage. Nothing too major, but nothing fun either. I have to make sure it's set to cobblestone. It is. And I need a single chest. Now the igneous extruder needs to be supplied with water and lava. And then if I have it set to cobblestone, it will just infinitely spit out cobblestone without me having to do anything. Which is nice. I get it as a block, I can then smelt it, use it as a building material, that kind of thing. If I set it to stone, it will use up the water I put in. So each piece of stone will take a bucket of water, which is 1000 millibuckets. So if I have some sort of steady water supply running into this, then I could also use it to make smooth stone. And if I wanted to make obsidian, it'll use up both lava and water, and so obviously I don't have a steady supply of lava at this stage. And what I can do is put the chest on top. The configuration is such that the top side is an output side. Really, couldn't you? I don't know. Seem to recall there was a way you could set all the sides to nothing with a single click, but I forgot. Anyway. Now this chest will fill up with cobblestone as this thing just pumps it out, I guess. And I can use the cobblestone to... Firstly, I want to make another stack of charcoal. Yeah, I can use the cobblestone now as a building material. I, as you know, I had a severe shortage of building blocks that wouldn't be set on fire, so I had to use all sorts of stuff to make this cobble generator functional. But now we barely need that anymore. I will use 4 pieces of cobblestone to make myself another bucket of lava, eventually. And as you can see, I used the iron to make an iron bucket, so I can use that to transport around even lava however often I like. My carrots grew again. At the moment I'm still eating the fish jerky I got as a quest reward, so actually stocking up on carrots. I have a stack of carrot juice here and even some leftovers, so I'm really not worried about the food anymore. You're happily smelting away. So I think what I'll do is, essentially I'll wait for this to fill up a little more. Smelt it into smooth stone, and then probably build something maybe that way. This tree platform obviously needs to be open, needs to have sky access. Well, I could build on top of it, but I prefer having my tree farms out in the open. I know it's not necessary at all. Obviously natural light isn't necessary, putting down torches works just fine, and you could put a ceiling on this, I know. I just prefer having them out in the open. And it's an aesthetic choice, not a gameplay related one. And then I can take down this silly little cobblestone generator and I can build a new one elsewhere I'll probably move over to using stone bricks. I quite like them, and they're easy to make. Just smelt the cobblestone and then make the stone bricks out of it. Because I still want a cobble generator like this, because I can just stand in front of it and use my stone hammers to instantly get gravel. And the gravel I can then sieve and all those things. The advantage of this one, of course, is it works fully automatic and I get the block, so I don't have to break it before I can place it elsewhere. But if I want to make gravel from this, I have to go place the cobblestone down, then hammer it. And that's a lot of effort, and it's easier to, if you want the gravel, it's easier to use this method. But that one's better for building blocks. So I will use both of them, but now I have the building block thing set up. So I won't have to build everything from wood, because that's really quite, I don't know, unattractive and temporary at best. So again, there will be a cut here, and I'll probably be back when I've built something. Nothing major. I'll only be building structure, not making any machines or anything like that. All of that you will see on camera, but building like rooms and platforms and all that shall happen off camera. And so yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And actually, this is not the end of an episode, so I'll just see you in a moment. Sorry about that. And I'm back. I switched around my tree farm. It's now growing rubber trees. For well, it's kind of temporary. I will probably switch to birch soon. Because birch saplings are just as good as oak saplings for turning into dirt. And birch trees can't go super tall, so I feel they're more convenient in a farm like this. I could actually probably make it more dense for birch trees, but I'll probably stick to what I have. This tree at the moment, I'm using it for rubber because I want to make conveyor belts eventually for my mob farm. But I already have almost 3 stacks of rubber, so doing quite well there. And also I'm still working on an updated carrot farm, basically. This is more than I need to provide me with food, of course. The 3x3 patch was easily enough. But the larger farm will provide me with more carrots, which I can also use to make dirt. And I need a lot of dirt at this stage, just to grow all the things that I need to grow. Eventually, all the dirt production and such will be automated, but not quite yet. And this is something we'll see in a bit. Updated my, or rather, rebuilt my cobble generator, so it looks a lot nicer now. I put down a block of obsidian right behind the cobble, so that I can just keep mining without accidentally mining the block behind, because I can't mine obsidian with my current equipment. And even if I could, it would take a while. Yeah, the thing I want to do is just move this thing about a bit, but first I have a little thing to craft. That's that crescent hammer you see. And I need this for, well, a variety of machines. It would work on this igneous extruder, for example, and that's actually one of the purposes I have it for. But there's another machine I want to build as well, and I need these things for it. All of this stuff, I arrange it like this so I can kind of visualize the crafting recipes, and also it's a bit of a guessing game for you. If you see this, you can start guessing what I'm trying to build. And I need 2 pieces of glass here for a pneumatic servo, and that's wrong. I need this arrangement, and a piece of gold in the center for a machine frame. Then I can make buckets out of aluminum as well. For some reason I always like to say aluminium. I know there's a difference between American and English. American and British English. But I don't know, to me aluminium sounds better than aluminum. And I want to make this chest into an iron chest, and the iron chest into a gold chest. I can go further and make this into a diamond chest, but I'm not doing so well on diamonds at the moment, so... Okay, and here's an aqueous accumulator. I guess I could show you this. That's how much resources I got from, I don't know, 6-7 stacks of gravel maybe. This is only the metal stuff, so I combine it and I store all the excess items here, and all the dust blocks that I get whenever I have 8 of any type of metal. I smelt these up, because 8 is how much I get out of a single item of coal, so I don't want to use any fuel. And this chest is now empty. That's just junk, I think. And this is the other things I found. I keep the hammers in here as well because they are related to it. I have over a stack of normal coal now, tons of flint, tons of amber, kind of useless, that stuff. But I also have 5 diamonds and 5 emeralds, so that'll be handy. And now I need the crescent hammer. Because the cobblestone here is nice, but in the long run I would prefer smooth stone, so I don't have to smelt the cobble anymore. And as you know, for that I need water. I need a steady supply of water, and that's what this aqueous accumulator does. It's got 4 source blocks of water around it. I think I always use this setup. I am not even certain if this is ideal, but that's what I always use, and it seems to keep up fairly well. And then I put the igneous extruder like this. I make the bottom slot an input slot, so the accumulator outputs to the top, and the extruder takes input from the bottom, which means I don't need any pipes or anything like that. And now if I set it to stone and put in a bucket of lava, which I need to get, I prepared, but I haven't got the bucket. There we go. If I insert this into the extruder now, it should start popping out stone. And as you can see, the lava doesn't get used up, the water does, but the accumulator can just about keep up. And now I need the iron, the gold chest. It has much more space than a normal wooden chest, and I can't use double chests because the game still treats double chests as sort of 2 separate things. So if I were to put a double wooden normal standard vanilla chest up here, it would only fill up half of it and then stop filling it up further. So yeah, the way I do this is I just use the increased capacity chests from the iron chests mod. Now what I'll do next is I will just keep farming carrots here, making dirt until I have this patch full. I don't believe there's anything I immediately need from sieving dirt anymore. At least nothing comes to mind. I still have potato seeds if I want those. I have grass seeds and pumpkin seeds. I mean, I could go for melon seeds and similar things, but they're not so relevant now, so I actually thought we might have a look at the quest book, see where we can go from here. Hell's Kitchen and Bees and Trees are not quite so endgame as these two, but I want to wait until later to tackle them. So for now I'm sticking to learning to skyblock, and there is one thing here which requires me to get mushrooms and all that, and for that I would need to sift a lot of sand. And quite frankly, I'm rather keen on automating that before I actually try to get to that. Survival is not tasty merely requires me to make a sifter, which I guess I could do. Let's see what a sifter needs. I hope my keyboard's not too loud. Apparently my microphone picks that up quite a lot. I need a fishing net, which is fairly easy to make, so I need 5 of those, and I need a bunch of wood. I guess that should be ample. And fishing net is done like this. And then I can just make a sifter. And I do not need more than one of those. That would be completely pointless. I won't put this down anywhere either, simply because it's not an item I particularly want to use yet. It is used to make bait for mariculture fishing, which is sort of an addition to the Minecraft standard fishing system. But quite frankly, I'm not planning on doing that until I get lucky and get the titanium fishing rod from a no, the RF fishing rod from a reward bag. Otherwise, it's just too much of a hassle. I don't feel like it. Oh, almost up to a stack of stone. That's very nice. But I can still claim the reward for this one, of course. It gives me 16 maggots, which I can use for fishing, because that kind of fishing actually requires bait. I'm keeping the hearts here for the moment, and I get a good reward back, which is nice, of course. It's better than a basic one. And, oh, darn. Completely pointless stuff. I think this is just for decoration. I do not have any space, so I'll just pop it in here for the moment. Right now everything is completely chaotic here, and I am aware of that. It'll become better eventually. There is, however, one other use for the fishing nets that I quite enjoy. Now technically, if I put them on water, this will slowly generate fish. There's a chance that a fish will pop up and I can collect fish that way, without having to actually catch them with a fishing pole. The thing is, I'm not interested in the fish. The reason I use this is because it's kind of a lily pad replacement. I can't fall in the water anymore, and items can't fall in either. So I can just walk over this field now without dropping into the water source. So I might eventually pick up a few fish here, but I will just throw them away or put them into some sort of storage system. Now, the next quest would be either to build a mob system, because for this quest I require rodent flesh and bone, and the mob system would obviously be the way to go. I could do this bookbinder thing just to get it out of the way, but the reward is really pointless. Or I could go for a smeltery from Tinker's Construct. And the great thing about that is that it gives me a slimy sapling, which is... It's really handy because you don't have much in the way of getting slime in the beginning. But I believe what I'll do first is build a mob system. I think I'll probably put it in a fairly central location for the moment. And I don't quite know how this whole thing will evolve yet. I kind of like the way these platforms, the functional stuff, like the generator and that stone generator and the farm, I like how they're a level above the walkways, but currently the only building material I really have is stone brick, so it all looks very, as my builds always do, very bland. But I don't have the resources to really do anything about that at the moment. Eventually I'll have tons of stuff and I can really pick and choose whichever building block I like, and I could build stuff from diamond blocks if I really felt like it. I think in my private sort of first run through the map I'm sitting on 2,500 diamonds, so I could probably build from that if I really felt like it. And similar stuff. Did I? No, I did not. Yeah, I think that's about it for the moment. When we'll see each other again, I will have probably built up a bit of a mob system, or at least the platform for it, somewhere that way. And I suggest, or I suspect, not suggest, that that farm will be finished as well. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could also make some more resources. But to be frank, I want to automate that as soon as possible. And the main reason I want the mob system is for ender pearls. I'll just show you this because there's not much time left this episode anyway. And I hope this planning is kind of interesting. There's a thing called an ender generator from extra utilities, which it requires eyes of ender and ender pearls. And iron, furnaces, redstone, all that stuff isn't that bad to get. I have blaze powder here. I get that from sifting dust, so not a problem either. The only thing that I don't have is ender pearls. And to get ender pearls, I could get ender droplets. That's a pain. I would have to go fairly deep into the fish breeding from mariculture. There's bees which produce them, but that's also very, very far down the bee breeding tree. That's very, very difficult to get, or at least takes a long time. This is also bee stuff, I can't really do that. So the only way I really have of getting ender pearls is killing endermen. And a mob system is perfect for that. I will make a drop so that most stuff will die, but it probably won't be so high that endermen die. And then I'll take them out using a sword of some description, maybe even this axe. And maybe I should tell you this. The axe is now actually fully leveled up, which gave it the trait of having auto repair, which means it automatically repairs as soon as, well, it's damaged. It's kind of slow, but fairly nice just for, you know, chopping down the tree or the occasional tree, and then by the time the next tree's grown, it's probably at full health again. So I don't have to fix this anymore, which is nice. But yeah, the ender generator is a very nice sort of mid-game energy source. There is another one which I'm considering, which is using magmatic dynamos. I need Invar for those, and to make Invar I need Invar blend, and for that I need to basically have a method of pulverizing metals. So in order to make those dynamos I need to have at least a temporary tiny power system already set up, and for that ender pearl generators are just fine. They take ender pearls as fuel, produce nice amounts of energy from those. And once a mob system is in place, it won't be a problem getting the ender pearls. So, I think that's about all I wanted to show. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.